Today we're going to talk about becoming the architect of your own potential. We're going to deconstruct the invisible scripts and the mental walls that hold us all back, and hopefully give you the tools to rebuild your entire mindset for success. So let's dive in.
But first, let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it. You believe you're in the driver's seat of your life, right? Making conscious, logical choices every day? But what if most of those decisions aren't really yours at all?
Because the truth is, a huge part of what we do every single day is guided by this hidden programming. It's like we're running on an ancient, primitive operating system that's working deep beneath the surface, shaping our choices, our fears, and yeah, our entire lives.
And that is where this idea of applied human optimization comes in. Now, this isn't some feel-good, self-help talk. This is a practical guide for spotting those hidden forces and basically rewriting your own mental code to, well, unlimit yourself. Think about it. Most of us are just running on our mind's default settings. We go through life completely unaware of all the bugs and glitches in the system, these little thinking errors or mind traps that cause us to mess up without ever even knowing why. And here's the key takeaway, the big secret. You can't just delete these mental biases. They are hardwired into us. But you can learn to spot them as they happen. Just that awareness, that simple act of noticing, is the most critical first step to becoming a more effective, rational thinker. Okay, so let's get practical. We're going to pull back the curtain and expose two of the most common glitches in our mental code. These are mind traps you have absolutely fallen into, probably without ever realizing it. First on the list is the spotlight effect. You know this feeling. It's that intense pit-of-your-stomach anxiety that a giant invisible spotlight is following you around, highlighting every single mistake and flaw for the entire world to see. And this right here shows the massive gap between our fear and what's actually happening. You are agonizing over a tiny coffee stain on your shirt, but here's the reality. Everyone else is the main character in their own movie. They're worried about their own stuff. Just knowing this, really internalizing it, can dramatically lower your social anxiety. Next up, we have the anchoring effect. This is our brain's weird little habit of latching on to the very first piece of information it gets, and then using that as the yardstick for every decision that follows. And you have to be careful because this is a tool that other people can and do use against you. Here's the classic example, right? A car salesman tells you a car is $50,000. Boom. That number is now the anchor in your brain. So when he generously offers to drop the price to $42,000, your brain doesn't just see an expensive car. It sees an $8,000 discount. He anchored you high, so the real price feels like a win. Okay, so we've seen the traps, but how do we actually build a life that avoids them and gets us where we want to go? Well, the answer is kind of surprising. It's all about focusing on systems, not goals. Now, I know this sounds crazy. Goals are for losers. It's a really provocative statement, but there is a powerful truth packed inside it. This isn't about giving up on ambition. It's about realizing that just staring at the finish line is a fundamentally flawed strategy. I mean, think about it. Every single athlete at the Olympics wants to win a gold medal. Every person starting a company wants it to be successful. The goal itself doesn't separate the winners from the losers. The system does. That daily, relentless process they follow day in and day out. So here's a super simple way to look at it. The goal is to run a marathon, that one big event way off in the future. The system? It's just putting on your running shoes and getting out the door every single morning. The system is what actually carries you across the finish line.
And the real magic of a good system is compounding. If you get just 1% better at something each day, by the end of the year, you're not just a little bit better, you are nearly 38 times better. That is the incredible, explosive power of tiny, consistent improvements.
But here's the ultimate hack, the real game changer. Don't just build a system, let the system build your identity. When you stop saying, my goal is to write a book, and you start truly believing, I am a writer, your behaviors just fall in the line. A writer writes, a runner runs. The actions become almost effortless because it's just who you are. Now, to really execute these systems at a high level, you need one more crucial tool. And in our world of nonstop distraction, this might be the single most valuable skill you can possibly develop. And that skill is deep work. Let's be real. The ability to focus, truly focus, without distraction on one challenging task is becoming incredibly rare. And because it's so rare, it is now more valuable than ever before. It's a modern-day superpower. The enemies of this superpower are all around us. Every time you switch from working on a report to checking an email to glancing at a text, you're not just losing time, you're suffering from something called attention residue. It means a piece of your focus gets left behind, stuck on the last thing you were doing, fracturing your ability to think clearly.
And there's a real biological reason this matters. Intense, focused practice actually builds a fatty tissue called myelin around your neurons. Think of it like insulation on a wire. It lets your brain circuits fire faster and cleaner. Distraction breaks this process down. Deep work builds it up.
Okay, we've covered a lot. Mind traps, systems over goals, the power of deep work. It can seem like a lot to take in. But you have to remember, any big upgrade always begins with one small, single step. So let's talk about what that first step could be for you.
It really doesn't have to be complicated. Here's your starter kit. For the next week, just try 2 simple things. First, pick one mind trap, like the spotlight effect, and just try to notice when it's happening to you. Second, find one tiny 1% improvement you can make in one of your daily systems. That's it. That's all it takes to get the ball rolling.
This whole process is about practice and repetition. It's really a lifelong journey of upgrading your own internal code. So the only real question left is, where are you going to start? What part of your potential will you unlimit first?